gonna take about 5. Did I activate your thing?
No, that was me.
Oh, I was like, wow, it picked up. We're gonna take about like 5, maybe 10 minutes at the most. Go ahead and start working on it. And then we're gonna talk about it. I saw your hand, but I have no idea what you're saying.
Is this supervision in the sense of management?
Is this supervision in the sense of management?
No, you as a teacher, like in the classroom.
It's too much.
Do you want a new one?
Yeah, I'm gonna write what I thought, but
Oh.
I thought it as
Oh.
supervision for us. I'm thinking.
Yeah, that's what I
Oh.
did too.
Yeah, so that's how
Yeah.
I'm answering the question. You want me to cross it out? I'm answering the question like, what do I think of supervision for us? Not.
Like, what is your personal, like, how do you define supervision when you're in the classroom? Right? Like, as a
I hear you back there.
well, my answer.
I'm answering it with adults, not in the director. I don't know. Oh, I know that.
Oh, I didn't see the gold bullets for there?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
The questions first, just like now.
Oh, I'm already done. She's also playing side now. Yeah, I'm
Well,
already
I'm
done.
looking around.
The base about film, and that's what I did. About how you can supervise the children.
This makes me feel dumb. You're not dumb.
That's why I did not.
Thank you very much. Jennifer didn't know. There isn't, like, other instances.
Are we pretty much done, or are we still thinking? Okay, okay,
Sorry.
my bad.
I do. That's. Not very cool. That's all. They're back.
No, there's another bad. You're really getting into that, Lauren. So my fidget baskets are a win.
Yes.
I didn't realize how much I fidget with stuff until like
See, when you're doing it on the table, it almost like a debate. That's almost public debate.
I guess I'm
Thanks
good.
for big breath.
I guess I'm good lungs.
Listen, we're stressed. That's 11 minutes. You're like. According to y'all, I told the hell.
Okay, about a minute left.
Really looks like in the ball. And then probably going down and saying,
Okay. 1, 2, 3, all eyes on me. I tried. Okay, so I want to hear whoever wants to share. I'm not gonna make you guys share, but I would like all of us to listen to those that do want to share, because we may learn something different, or how someone else says it. It may just all of a sudden, oh, never thought of it that way. So, how do you define supervision? Who would like to answer that?
You're watching over others.
You're watching over others?
Guidance, overseeing, management, leadership, and care.
Mm-hmm. I saw another, Miss Belinda, was it your hand?
You know, you're able to see and hear the children all the time to keep them safe.
Mm-hmm. Miss Tony?
Supervision is more than watching.
Supervision is more than just watching
It
children.
involves all your skills, guidance, nurturing, protection, and
I didn't hear that last part.
support.
Support?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. I heard everything up until that point though. Would anybody have anything different that you didn't already just hear? So would we all agree to that? Supervision is an active process that involves watching, listening, interacting, monitoring, preventing any problems from occurring. To add to it, the level of supervision depends on the age groups you're with. So what about preschool?
Sight and sound. Isn't it?
You're not wrong. It could be sight, sound, or maybe it could just be listening because you're listening to them in the bathroom. You don't need to see them in the bathroom for preschool, right? What about for toddlers? You gotta be able to see them and hear them, right? Same thing for infants and pre-tots. It's both sight and sound. Yep. So, how is supervision similar to and different from accountability?
I put here to make sure that you know you should, where the children are all the time.
I didn't hear one thing you said.
To make sure that you know where the children are.
To make
all
sure
the
you
time,
know where your children are at all times.
or what are they doing too.
Anybody else? I think that Patty, was that your hand? I swear I saw your hand up. No? Sorry. Anybody else want to add to it?
Knowing how many there are.
Knowing how many?
Accountability is holding yourself and others responsible for their actions and where they're at.
Hold on to, I had that and this. Miss Alana, I didn't hear one thing you said.
I asked how often they should know, how often they should know.
Literally cannot hear you.
How often do you know?
I want to hear you.
It's just.
Oh, was it just me?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I asked how often should they know how many children they have at any given time, and then how often should they count, like physically count their children?
Mhm.
Because
And-
otherwise our kids slip out from under us and we don't know where they went.
Right. Alicia Nichols, I know you were trying to say something, but type it into the chat. And I can't. What is it? So accountability usually refers to the methods and the strategies that we have in place for ensuring that all children are accounted for at all times. How do we do that? Yep. And in like all of you guys' rooms, I see that you guys have like some kind of, usually it's up by the front or whatever by the phone. So when the front desk or whoever, how many kids do you have? You guys immediately up, yep, I got that. And then I see all of you do like a quick little scan, a quick little head count.
Yeah, because sometimes they call for 12 minutes, but it's 3 p.m.
Yeah,
Right. So supervision is the actual action of supervising, right? So what are the contributing factors that are usually at play when there's a lapse in supervision or accountability? Because it does happen. Mistakes do happen. We're not perfect, and that's okay. Anybody?
I said distraction.
Distractions?
Kids could get missing.
Mhm. Miss Gina? Huh? I cannot hear you.
Sign language.
Mhm. Yep. So, why do those things happen though? Why? What are we doing when
We're having
those-
A and B conversations with each other sometimes.
nailed it?
Sometimes it's
Oh, I
new,
like recognizing. Not
sometimes it's new
communicating.
people in the room.
Yeah.
Like when you have class, you have like whoever is forgettable in the room and they don't know the key, so that's not an excuse to like not pay attention.
Yeah, but no, it is a contributing factor. Miss Brenda?
Walking around, you're just staying stagnant on place, you're gonna miss something now.
No engagement.
No engagement. Right. Right. What about when you just gotta go quickly grab something from that closet? Even though it's just 2.5 seconds, say you're at a 1 ratio and say you're with pre-toddlers and you know you should have sight and sound. Can you just quickly go grab that piece of paper that's in that closet? Mm-mm. Yep.
I said we should.
What if you're doing a crossword puzzle during nap time? Would that be like an issue, or could you do that?
Yes. What about the child cannot breathe or something? And you're not paying attention.
Depends on the age group though too, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah. What about being on our phones or watches? Because you can text and talk into those things. You can't do that, but guess what? It happens.
I have a Fitbit. I look at it all the time to see what date it is, so some of us don't even have them. It looks like that.
No. There's a huge difference of you checking the time and then seeing this like your Inspector Gadget. Like, that's a huge difference there. What about the environment? Like, what about the furniture that we have in the rooms? Could that play a role?
Yes.
Why? How?
Blind spot.
Those blind spots? Maybe for whatever reason you obtained a new shelf in your room and you didn't realize maybe it's a little too high. What about the traffic patterns themselves in the room? Making sure to have clear pathways to things kind of opens it up a little more so you can have a view. So the last question, what will you do to prevent a lapse in supervision and accountability in the future? What can you do? When you say name to face, when should that be happening?
When you go to a playground.
Before, after, or
And I think sometimes we can do that. We had like classroom helpers, so we had to grab the keyboard, the walkie, and this and that. So we had the also kids that okay, hold the walkie for me. So maybe I don't have to do everything, and then that's how we.
Yeah.
I have a statement.
Yes, Miss Tony.
Okay, just like this last thing. Of those last things you addressed, like we're talking on
Yeah.
what can we do is help employees set goals to improve their performances. So when you see these things or whatever, when you bring us into BPM or whatever, help us, correct us, tell us, look, Tony, I seen you on that phone, you can cut that out, and I'm gonna give you some goals to help you succeed at this.
That's a good idea. Anybody else?
Are more fans.
Higher. I'm trying. I mean, they're coming. They're coming. Yes, Beverly.
If there is a lapse in supervision.
Yeah, so when that does happen, because it does happen, again, we're not perfect. It's a reportable incident, and it's a reportable incident because it's almost as if you're not there in the room at all. And so who's with the kids at that moment? It's a reportable incident. That report then goes to family advocacy. Family advocacy reviews it. All reportable incidences make their way up to headquarters, to our leadership. I know I personally, because I was TDY when this happened, I had no idea. When I didn't know reportable incidences in general go up to headquarters like that. I was immediately called out by leadership. Oh, you guys had blah, blah, blah happening like 3 times in 1 week. And I was like, you know about that. So it gets the attention of everybody when it happens. What is it? The lapse in supervision and accountability fall under child neglect, which can turn into a totally different thing. Because why? Because it's as if you're not in the room.
Can I add to that?
Sure.
Alright, so what she said is correct, but basically how this works.
But can you like speak up?
Basically, let's take somebody, they have the phone now. They may not be doing a whole lot, with, quick check or whatever it is you're doing. If I catch it or somebody else catches it, then I have to not only call family advocacy, I have to review the classroom. Because now it's a family advocacy issue. So because it's a reportable incident, I take you out of the classroom, I have to retrain you. I have to call family advocacy. You're not allowed back in classes until family advocacy clears you. So it just depends on their schedule, right? It could happen right away, it could be forever, they may not look into it, who knows? Then I have to call our flight chief. I have to notify our commander. And then I have to write an actual report. That report goes all the way up to headquarters. Headquarters reviews it to make sure that we've done what we were supposed to do. You guys are being retrained. And then you kind of sit there and wait. So I know it's very stressful for you guys. Because now all of a sudden you have a report, your name is the family advocate. Stressful, And I think, I guess maybe I didn't do a good enough job to tell you guys all. So I think it's very important that you know this is the process. And then if family advocacy has more questions, who knows how long it could be? It could be something so dumb that you didn't even mean it to be that way, and it could be really big all of a sudden. And if you're on your cell phone for this second, or if you're looking away for this second, a child could get seriously hurt, and you don't know what happened because you were not actually doing what you were supposed to. Does that make sense?
And also, we are all accountable, right? Also, if you see if a child was left outside for even a second and you knew about it and you didn't say anything, you're also going to be held accountable for that. So if someone is sitting in the classroom and they're on their phone and just scrolling through Facebook or wherever, and you see it and you don't say anything, you also can be held accountable, right? Same with me and Miss Alana. So if I'm seeing it, I'm gonna have to come and say, hey, we can't be on our phone, or hey, what happened, why was that kid left outside, or whatever the case may be, because we are all mandated reporters. And that is for any type of abuse or neglect, and because a child being left outside or someone being on their cell phone is a form of neglect for supervision and accountability, we are mandated to report that.
So you're saying, if my coworker is on their phone, and,
You come tell me in Alana, and we will sort that out.
okay, so, but if I don't, if we're in the room, that don't mean that I see. what she-
Correct, and we do understand that. Yes. We 100, I mean, there's things that I'll go into your room and I didn't even know that
Right.
was happening because I'm on a one track mind, right? So we do understand that. But if you physically see it, say something to your buddy and then tell us, or, you know.
What about somebody comes down and they don't know, and Tony just says, or I just think, you're not allowed to do that. We still have to tell you, and they didn't even know, you know what I mean? You know,
They have a training when they first come in.
Yes.
They are told in that way.
But they bring in the phone. They
Hmm?
bring the phone.
I mean, I remember back in my day when I was in the classroom, there was a no cell phone policy in the room, point blank period. You left it in your car or your locker.
But it's still brings. They don't use it, but you see in the back pocket and mask.
I mean, if you have enough self-control to have it in your smock or your pocket, I get it, because
you guys don't, people's money.
It should be not.
well, some people may not just, be comfortable.
Bring the phones in the field like that.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Jennifer.
Can you just type it into the chat? Type it into the chat.
They shouldn't even be
Yeah,
allowed
is
to
it only a write up when the child gets hurt? No. Well,
No, I have from headquarters to not bring your cell phone. I'm not allowed to tell you that you're not allowed to have it on, but you're not, I am allowed to tell you you can't. So that is where.
They say, no, it's not making respect, so.
That's it.
So, there's a question from Miss Alana. There's a question from somebody in the chat. They're asking, does a warning get given for those, for like a first time offense? Is there a warning first, or do you see somebody on their phone and it gets reported? So you see somebody on their phone and you report it. You can't be like, hey, get off your phone. Okay, there was a question in the chat. And then the other question was, what about the use of technology for like the VLS?
So usually it goes towards that and say for him, hey, can I use this so I can do this in the classroom? Then I know, okay, what you're doing. And so I do allow it, maybe I shouldn't, I realize that, but you also can't get out the classroom, so.
But Jennifer has the reason in her office that he's probably.
For the VLS.
He doesn't have like the. There's a quiz on.
Yeah.
I know that. I know that.
look, you do it that.
They know that, but I can't control what they do at home. They know that, and I've said it. She just said you can't do it at home, and I was like, they know, but I can't control that.
For them to do it, right?
A computer that, wait.
Do we even have internet in our break room?
No, it's back on now, I think. I do think the internet in the training room works.
So.
Yeah.
You can be held accountable if you're on your phone, something bad could happen. But yet, if you get on a laptop for VLS, how's that any different?
Yeah, how's it different? Because pay attention to the kids.
That's Alana.
Yeah, but I keep saying that.
Alana actually has a question.
phone. Push the phone.
If you're on your cell phone texting somebody, if you're on your cell phone, literally, I have people that are not here necessarily.
It's not work related, is what you're saying.
With the children, waiting, running around. You can't do that, right? You're doing BLS because your kids are asleep.
But like you can get in trouble for being on your phone when the kids are asleep, but you can be on a computer focused on
So-
BLS while they're asleep. It's like, if that's contradictory.
That's something that I come in and try, if I see it's, first of all, everybody who's done it has come and talked to me before they did it for a BLS. But if I do see that, I actually do tend to come in and just during that time say, hey, what are you doing?
But maybe also, Ashley, the difference is they're doing something work related.
I would say so that if they-
Maybe, I don't know.
They could still get hurt no matter what you're looking at.
It's kind of like that. But it's only this. Dude, you're not gonna be doing it when kids are awake.
And it's not.
Everything's being put away at that point. I know, it does. I realize that, so.
I mean, I don't feel that.
I have a problem with it. I see somebody, and I have to tell you, I'm not doing it. I'm not telling you to go back.
Because you guys already know that you're
doing it. I got this one down in club. I ain't
Well,
gonna
my
go back.
main thing then is I just tell them, put it away.
Because y'all already know, you got what you like to do.
That is what I'm saying.
Put it away.
Okay, I'm all done now. You're done. I'm done.